they have small trace amounts of arsenic inside of these cheap brand waters. What is arsenic? Arsenic is a chemical which consists of cultures that suppresses the hydrogen content in water. When arsenic and plastic is in close proximity, what happens is they both create a bond that aggravates the water. They tell you to boil the water to kill off any chemical compound, right, that is deadly to our body. This is a lie. Anytime you heat arsenic, it becomes aggressive. I'm going to say that again. Anytime you heat arsenic, it becomes aggressive. When you are dealing with aggressive cultures, when it comes into contact with your cells become confused. The signals from the nucleus sent to the brain becomes confused. So if the signals from the nucleus is confused and is sent to the brain, what happens to your brain? The frontal lobe becomes confused. And the frontal lobe and the brainstem has a lot to do with your mental faculties and motor skills. How you deal with people, the perception of yourself, your emotions, stress, depression. So when you have stress signals bouncing from the brainstem to the frontal lobe in the brain, this is what you become. So now you are putting stressed products in your body, not just the water, but even the meats have microscopic parasites in it, which is addicted to the spinal fluid. That's right. The spinal fluid is like junk food to us. It's like sugar. So these microscopic parasites run into the spine, and then you wonder why your back starts to hurt as you gain weight or become more obese and as you get older. Because these microscopic parasites that's moving into your spine, that's going up the spine, which is connected to your brain, is now attacking your memory banks and your cells. And once it attacks your memory banks, as you get older, guess what happens? This is why you get dementia, Alzheimer's. Because you have parasites in your body that are bonding with other natural organisms, causing your natural organisms to attack you. So now your defense mechanism is shut down. We have to stop partying. We have to stop worrying about relationships. We need to start studying about what's going on around us. Study ourselves. It's okay to go to school to play sports. It's okay to go to school to become CNAs and RNAs, but the medical field is deeper than a CNA and an RNA. You don't even know how to look at a virus, a bacteria that has a virus. You don't know how to study the anatomy of a virus, which is created by way of a bacteria that doesn't have cells, or a bacteria that does have cells but don't have a nucleus. There are different types of viruses. So when the government tell you that, there's viruses around here and you're getting sick by way of the frequencies bounce from the towers, but you think you got a virus, you don't know how to take your own blood and put it under certain microscopes to see how the vibrational frequency of that bacteria is beating per second, per minute, to see whether it is a man-made virus or whether it is a natural virus. So you run to the hospital to give them your blood because you spend half of your life clubbing and playing sports. You don't even know how to read the diagram of a virus, of bacteria. You don't even know how to read the diagram of hydrogen and how when the shapes of hydrogen and oxygen, when it changes, it becomes something that can mess with the perception in your brain. You don't know this stuff because we're too busy worried about relationships. It's time to wake up and study yourself, because these people know that you don't know higher forms of science. Again, this is no disrespect to RNAs or CNAs or phlebotomists and things of that nature. We understand these are jobs, but you can also have these jobs, but then also have a side where you're doing your research instead of going to the club, going out to eat, putting foods in your body, which is suppressing your intellect, suppressing your soul, because eating is spiritual. Everything we put in our body is giving something else that we don't see inside of us, a side effect that we don't understand or overstand. It's doing something to our DNA. I mean, come on. They tell you that the foods are genetically modified. If it's genetically modified, and the word genetically, you have genetics, which is DNA. So that means that they are tampering with your DNA, changing your genetics by mixing it with animal genes. So now you know genes is memory. So you are taking on the memory of animals, the DNA of animals, and wonder why your RNA, which is the messenger to your DNA, right? It's confusing your anatomy, causing it to have certain things that we don't supposed to be having. Diabetes, high blood pressure, dementia, heart attacks, stroke. All of these things come from food, but most of it is spiritual. The spirit of that animal is still inside of that flesh. Once you put this flesh into your body, which consists of these animal spirits, it goes to war with your DNA. And your DNA is attached to something outside there in the universe. Your DNA is just not inside of this physical body. Your DNA has an unseen or an invisible umbilical cord that stretches out into the universe and is connected to the sun. This is why they know how to tamper with the sun to tamper with you, because they know that you and the sun has a big connection that starts from birth to death. The sun is more than what you think. Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm out. Peace.